A devastating earthquake struck the coastal city of Acapulco, Mexico this morning, measuring 7.5 on the Richter scale. Early reports indicate widespread destruction and significant casualties. Here's everything we know about this tragic event and its far-reaching implications. In the coming days, the situation in Acapulco will evolve rapidly following the devastating earthquake that struck the region. Rescue operations are expected to continue as authorities work tirelessly to locate survivors trapped under debris. The immediate aftermath has seen a surge in emergency responders, including local volunteers and national agencies, all committed to saving lives. Experts predict that aftershocks may occur, complicating rescue efforts and posing additional risks to already damaged structures. The Mexican government has pledged federal assistance, but the scale of the disaster will require international support as well. Acapulco, a popular tourist destination known for its beautiful beaches and vibrant nightlife, has faced similar natural disasters in the past. Yet, this event underscores the urgent need for improved infrastructure and disaster preparedness. The impact of this earthquake extends beyond the immediate casualties. It threatens the local economy, which is heavily reliant on tourism. Many businesses may struggle to recover, and the tourism sector could suffer long-term damage if safety concerns persist. Additionally, the psychological toll on residents and survivors cannot be understated, as communities grapple with loss and uncertainty. In terms of recovery, scenarios include the establishment of temporary housing for displaced residents and the mobilization of international aid, including medical supplies and rescue personnel. Looking ahead, reconstruction efforts will likely take years, with calls for reevaluating building codes and enhancing disaster preparedness measures across the country. Policymakers must address existing vulnerabilities and create robust frameworks to mitigate future risks. The urgency for a comprehensive disaster management plan is clear, emphasizing the need for enhanced training and resource allocation. As Acapulco begins its path to recovery, the focus will be on building resilience to safeguard against future calamities, ensuring that communities are better equipped to withstand natural disasters. The recent earthquake in Acapulco, measuring 7.0 on the Richter scale, has left a trail of destruction, highlighting the vulnerabilities of this coastal city. This catastrophic event is not an isolated incident, but part of a broader pattern of seismic activity that has plagued Mexico for decades. Located on the Pacific Ring of Fire, the region is particularly prone to earthquakes and tsunamis, which necessitates that both residents and authorities remain vigilant. Historically, significant earthquakes, such as the catastrophic 1985 Mexico City earthquake, resulted in thousands of fatalities and prompted critical reforms in building codes and disaster preparedness strategies nationwide. Despite these reforms, many structures in Acapulco, particularly older buildings, have not been retrofitted to meet modern seismic safety standards, leaving them highly susceptible to such calamities. In the months preceding the earthquake, geologists observed a concerning uptick in seismic activity, yet many residents and tourists remained largely unaware of the impending risks. The government's response to disaster preparedness has faced scrutiny, with critics arguing that more proactive measures could have been implemented to educate the public and enforce stringent building regulations. The impact of this earthquake extends beyond immediate destruction. It raises pressing questions about the effectiveness of Mexico's disaster response system and the resilience of its infrastructure. As communities begin to assess the damage and initiate the rebuilding process, there is a pressing need for comprehensive reforms in urban planning and emergency preparedness. Looking ahead, it is essential for both the government and citizens to prioritize seismic education and enforce updated safety regulations. By doing so, they can better protect lives and property against future natural disasters, ultimately fostering a culture of resilience in a region historically vulnerable to seismic threats. The recent earthquake in Acapulco has left the region reeling, with reports indicating over 1,000 injuries. Hospitals are overwhelmed, struggling to accommodate the influx of patients, and medical supplies are rapidly depleting. Local authorities face the daunting task of providing adequate shelter for the thousands of residents who have been displaced. This disaster is not just a local crisis. It has significant humanitarian implications as families confront the devastating loss of homes and livelihoods. Acapulco, a city heavily reliant on tourism, is particularly vulnerable to economic downturns. The aftermath of this earthquake poses a serious threat to the tourism sector, which is vital for local businesses and the overall economy. Many fear that the damage to infrastructure and the perception of risk may deter visitors for years, leading to substantial financial losses for hotels, restaurants, and retailers that rely on tourist dollars. The local government has declared a state of emergency, which enables access to federal resources for recovery efforts. The broader context of this disaster is underscored by Mexico's geographical location on the Pacific Ring of Fire, an area notorious for its seismic activity. This reality raises concerns about the potential for future earthquakes, emphasizing the need for increased awareness and preparedness among residents and local authorities alike. The significance of this event extends beyond immediate human suffering. It serves as a wake-up call regarding the vulnerability of coastal cities to natural disasters. In terms of impact, the psychological toll on the affected population cannot be underestimated. Survivors may grapple with trauma and anxiety, complicating recovery efforts in the long term. The disruption of essential services, from healthcare to education, further exacerbates the challenges faced by the community. Looking ahead, it is crucial for local and federal governments to prioritize disaster response planning and invest in infrastructure improvements to mitigate future risks. Strengthening building codes and enhancing emergency preparedness can save lives and minimize economic disruption. The road to recovery will be long, but proactive measures can help ensure that Acapulco emerges more resilient against future disasters. Investing in community programs focused on mental health support will be essential in helping residents rebuild their lives. On June 8, 2026, at approximately 8:15 a.m. local time, a powerful earthquake measuring 7.5 on the Richter scale struck near Acapulco, Mexico. The epicenter was located just 10 kilometers off the coast, leading to a tsunami warning that was later lifted. As of now, reports confirm that at least 150 people have died, with over 1,000 injured and many more unaccounted for. The quake caused significant damage to buildings, with numerous structures collapsing in downtown Acapulco, a city known for its vibrant tourism industry. Emergency services began search and rescue operations within hours, but aftershocks continued to complicate these critical efforts. This earthquake is particularly shocking due to its timing. It struck during peak tourist season when thousands flocked to enjoy the sun-soaked beaches and luxury accommodations. Acapulco has a rich history of attracting visitors, and the loss of life and property is devastating for families and businesses alike. The region has a history of seismic activity, but this event stands out for its intensity and the scale of the damage inflicted. The popular tourist destination, which typically buzzes with life, now faces a grim reality as families search for loved ones amidst the rubble. The economic ramifications are likely to be substantial, not just for local businesses, but also for the broader Mexican economy, which heavily relies on tourism. Hotel occupancy rates will plummet, and the ripple effects could be felt throughout the supply chains supporting the tourism sector. As emergency responders work tirelessly to locate survivors, the devastation in Acapulco serves as a stark reminder of nature's unpredictability. This disaster underscores the pressing need for improved infrastructure and disaster preparedness in vulnerable regions. Local officials are now faced with the challenge of responding to the immediate crisis while planning for long-term recovery and rebuilding efforts. Looking ahead, authorities are expected to assess the structural integrity of buildings in the region. Stricter building codes may be implemented to mitigate future risks. Community resilience will be crucial in the coming weeks as residents begin the arduous process of recovery. This event could catalyze a national conversation about earthquake preparedness, prompting investments in resilient infrastructure and ultimately aiming to safeguard lives and livelihoods in the future. As we consider the implications of the Acapulco earthquake, how can communities better prepare for future natural disasters? Share your thoughts and predictions in the comments, And don't forget to subscribe for daily deep dives into critical global events.